Overreaction Tuesday after we reacted strongly to Nathaniel Hackett's debut as the coach yesterday. I'll say a couple other things, and Dan Graziano will tell us whether or not they are overreactions. So you were there to see Patrick Mahomes set the world on fire in the desert on Sunday. So if I were to say that offense in Kansas City is going to be even better without Tyreek Hill, would that be an overreaction?
I say yes, and I recognize that this is the wrong week to try and make this case, but they came out hot. They looked fantastic. I could understand saying they're going to be more efficient, assuming Patrick Mahomes can play like this all year, which we should assume, but they're still not going to have that explosive, terrifying element, and I think at some point that's going to make them a little bit easier to scheme against. Arizona obviously wasn't prepared. The Chiefs could do this all year. I just need to see it more than once.
All right, next stop is right here in New York. If I were to say Saquon Barkley is back and better than ever after that performance against Tennessee, would that be an overreaction?
Not as long as he's healthy. If he can stay healthy all year, he can produce like this. Brian Daboll dialing stuff up that makes him look good, makes the team look good. He is their best player on offense. Daboll is smart enough to know this, and they will lean on him. If they can keep him on the field, he will be a major factor all year. Dave McKinnon will keep beating me in fantasy.
Okay, fair enough. That's our producer. And then finally, in a question that was written before Nathaniel Hackett's debut last night, if I were to say Mike McCarthy will be the first head coach fired this year,
gotta fire Hackett.
would that be an overreaction?
It is an overreaction, and I wrote this before Dak Prescott got hurt. I do not believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to want to make a move on a coach in season. Whether McCarthy comes back next year, if they miss the playoffs, is an entirely different question. But as you mentioned, I was in Arizona. I watched Cliff Kingsbury. I know what Matt Rule's doing in Carolina. There are other candidates ahead of Mike McCarthy, considering the situation and the reluctance of ownership there to make a change in season. And now the Dak's hurt, obviously that throws another factor.
Well, one never really knows which way that might skew it, right, as far as how the coach is perceived by his team. Yesterday, with the news that Dak is out 6 to 8 weeks, both McCarthy and Stephen Jones talked to the media about where the team goes from here.
We definitely anticipate making some roster moves, probably by tomorrow. Well, I got a list right here of every quarterback in the league, so we're talking. It's a long conversation.
We're going to get better as a football team, no question. We believe in this team. Certainly it's unacceptable the way we played, but to have complete confidence that this team's going to put it together.
Well, look, I tell you who doesn't have that kind of confidence, and that is Vegas, and they're the people who know.
Ooh,
when Caesars opened this line over the summer, Dallas was the favorite at minus 150. They are now last. They have the longest odds to win this division of any team in the NFL. And this is the man we're all worried about, my beloved former Cowboy, Marcus Spears. What?
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid, bro. Because here's the thing, man. Like, I got to let everybody talk, but I wish I had an hour. The first thing is we going to get better as a football team. There's been 5-6 months you could have did that. Now you're going to get better since the quarterback got hurt. You wasn't good before Dak got hurt. That's number one. The other thing is this. I talked about this offensive line. G, you and I sat here, and everybody talking about, well, Dak is going to overcome it. And I said Patrick Mahomes couldn't overcome an offensive line being bad. Aaron Rodgers couldn't overcome an offensive line being bad. We watched it happen. Aaron Rodgers, for everybody out there in America that just woke up to football, Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are way better than Dak Prescott at playing quarterback, okay? And then on top of that, you don't have no damn receivers, okay? That's number 3 of the equation. Now, here's what we just heard in that damn press conference. I have a list of every quarterback in the NFL. You had the damn list before the season started of every quarterback. Now, y'all want to sit here and try to make the Cowboy fans and myself believe that Cooper Rush is going to sustain you for 6 to 8 games after Dak Prescott couldn't do it in the first game. I get it that Tampa defense is good. I get all of that. But I heard Jerry Jones say, we are going to go through Zeke Elliott. Zeke had 52 yards on, I think, 8 or 9 carries, I believe, and they stopped 10 carries and they stopped running the football. So obviously you ain't going through Zeke Elliott, and I ain't seen the team yet. Cause y'all, I'm telling you right now, if you could go through your running back, Derrick Henry would have 3 Super Bowls. It don't happen in the NFL no more. Foxy, go ahead, bro. I got so much to say, but for the sake of time, I'm going to yield my time to the gentleman from the Northeast. Go ahead, bro. Now we want to make some roster moves. Now we gonna make every damn move.
You can't yield and keep going. You
Don't
can't yield. That means you jump the time.
But in this particular case, he deserves the gavel because he has lived it and he has left his blood, sweat, and tears on that field. Cousin Dak, this is a devastating blow, Dominique. Can it be overcome?
It cannot be overcome. I don't see them winning the division. And honestly, you don't wish injury on anybody, but this might have been a blessing in disguise because we were going to listen to people say stupid stuff all season. Dak can't elevate his teammates, which is foolishness, which Marcus just touched on, is no quarterback can elevate their team if you can't protect them and you don't have someone who can get open. So,
you're saying they're that bad. You're saying you believe the Cowboys roster is that bad.
Did you watch?
I watched.
Oh, it appeared, I mean, he wasn't good either. But there were drop balls, nobody's getting open, and there were people in his face all the time. So it seemed like a really hard, a tough hill to climb for Dak Prescott, and an even tougher one for Cooper Rush.
Let me ask the people who are not emotionally connected to this, either a former Cowboy, Dak's cousin. Is it realistic to think that they could bring in someone at this point to help, whoever that might be? I mean, names are going to get thrown.
Right.
Everything from Jimmy G to whoever it is that you might bring up.
Yeah.
Is that realistic?
No, I don't believe so. Here's why. When you look at all the pieces and parts that are having to prove themselves, whether it's a rookie left tackle, whether it's shuffled offensive line, whether it's receivers who are coming off injury that haven't hit the field yet, whether it's CD, just the laundry list is so long that the only true hope you have was the consistency of Dak Prescott, because he was what was going to bring everybody to Zen, right? Because of what he is capable of doing. That's what the Cowboys were depending on. Even if you bring in Jimmy G, with all the different things going on, those guys have to elevate their game. And let me just tell you something. If you heard Stephen Jones' voice right there, he didn't sell you. Like his dad can sell anything. That boy, you believe in this team? Tell your voice. Tell your voice you believe in the team, because neither he nor McCarthy sounded like they believed in anything they were saying. They were just like, what's the company line? I'm going to say it. Let me read this thing off.
Danny, so one will wonder what impact. Let's just say the season does go south now. You have a built-in excuse. You lose your quarterback for half a season. That's an excuse. How does that impact the overall Mike McCarthy of things?
You could look at it the other way. You have an excuse to get rid of him, too. If you don't have the season, look, I think Dak's going to be out 6-7 games, it sounds like, right? Even if you win 2 of those, it's the NFC East. Like, you can hang in. I don't think that's an excuse that's going to save Mike McCarthy. I still think they're going to have to play well, and other people are going to have to play well with Dak out. I mean, like, you're absolutely right. Swagoo can say Tampa's got a good defense, and they do. How many teams failed to score a touchdown in week 1?
Right.
One team, right? And Dak didn't get hurt till the 4th quarter. Right. So they have a lot of other stuff to figure out.
And let's be careful with the 6 to 8 weeks thing. You're talking about the throwing hand of a quarterback. Let's just be careful.
Marcus, quick final word. Go. We'll have more time.
Guys, we looked at this damn NFL, all right? Everybody that's trying to win championships, they may move to win championships, okay? The Buffalo Bills was 1 game away from the AFC Championship. They go this summer and they signed Von Miller. The Rams, last year, they go get Odell Beckham Jr. They brought in Jalen Ramsey years ago. If you are going to sit here and tell me that based on what the Dallas